I'm one of 6 children. My mother was one of 16 in Baton Rouge. Then my dad moved us to New York because he was from New York. And my grandmother on his side was a New York City school teacher. But she had retired and she lived out on the island. So we grew up on Long Island. We did quite a bit of traveling around the New York state, but settled on Long Island, which we had a trailer on a potato field. I was raised Catholic, had a run-in with a priest who was really mean to me when I was 17 and said, "Oh, that's it. No more church for me. I know God. I have always known God." So when I began to read the Bible finally and was able to see where God said, "Everybody knows me because I've put that in their heart. And I knew you before you were conceived." I was like, oh, that's how I know him. I did go to Catholic church and catechism and all that, but once I had that run-in and there was no love there, and I was raised to think that God himself was mean, strict. I shouldn't say mean, I should say very strict, and there wasn't ever any love mentioned. I got married and moved to Portland, Oregon, had 2 children, divorced, and then married the love of my life. And we were married 38 years. And he passed away in 2014. It'll be 10 years in April. He was a wonderful man. And he raised 2 children. He never wanted children, but he did it. And I would say, after they were grown and gone, I'd say, "I'm so sorry you had to go through all the, kids are hard, no matter who they are." And he'd go, "It wasn't so bad." So then I moved back to be with my family, my sisters in particular. The 6 of us are very, very close. And I lost my mom first when she was 58 from ruptured appendix that couldn't be diagnosed. And my father, I did not mention, most of my life was an alcoholic. And that was very difficult because he was the kindest, most loving man when he wasn't drinking. And when he drank, it turned him into a monster. So, and then he finally had strokes and he quit drinking, which was a blessing for all of us. I came back here after my husband passed, and then during COVID, I have a daughter who lives about an hour outside of Seattle. And she called me one day and she said, and I have a grandson and a great-granddaughter there, his daughter. And she said, "I want to sell my condo and help him get into a house because this Seattle is like California. You just can't afford it." I said, "Well, I will sell my house and I'll go in on it." So I did, and I stayed there 2 years. It didn't work. So this is what happened. I did not pray. I just said, "Oh, I want to do that and help my grandson and my great-granddaughter," and we arrange it so that if anything happened to us, he would get the house paid for, and all that. Put everything I owned into the house. And when it didn't work, it was horrible. Very disrespectful, my grandson was at that age. And I said, "We have to sell because I'm not staying here." Before we put it on the market, I began praying, and I said, "God, it just suddenly dawned on me that I did not ask if you wanted me to go to Seattle. I did not take the time to even pray about it and see if I was doing the right thing. I just did it. So now I'm asking, and I'm saying, if you want me to stay here, I know you'll be with me, and I can do it. But I really don't want to be here anymore." I said, "But I don't have any money. I don't have any way to get back. I have nothing but you." And I just put it out there. Well, I came home for Thanksgiving, home meaning Louisiana. Whew. And I was telling my family about it, and I started crying. And the next day, one of my brother-in-laws said to me, "When you're ready, Jamie," that's my sister, "Jamie and I will come and get you." And we will fly in, we'll rent a truck, we'll get all your things, and we'll drive it home. This was in the dead of winter, too. And you'll fly back, because we don't want you to get in a truck like that, because I'm old and I have a bad back. And he said, and we'll front everything. When you sell the house, you can pay us back. But we don't want you to worry about any of this anymore. And after they left, I was like, oh my gosh, dear Lord, you don't know what God is capable of. And when he comes through like that. And I knew that I trusted God, and I knew of God. But in these ways, when he shows us so abundantly, look, I've got you. I know you made a mistake. I know you didn't pray to me, but I've got you. Sometimes I weep because the love is so strong within me, and I know that he's there. The Holy Spirit is in there, and it makes me just feel so loved that sometimes I have to cry. So from going from a family that moved around a lot, and then an alcoholic dad, and we were so poor, but we survived, and God got us through all of it. And one time we didn't have electricity or running water. And in those days, that was beginning to be unheard of, you know. We lived in the woods in a trailer with no hookups. And so I look at that and where God has brought me, and I just want to let everybody know about him, because he is life, and he is everything, and he has a plan for every single one of us. And he's still working on it. I don't know what's next for me, but I ask him all the time, just show me, I'll do it. And he brought me here. So now I'm kind of excited to see what he's going to do with me here. I know it's going to be good. He's always there. He's always there, and he always will be. And the hardest thing, I think, for most of us is to trust him, because we, as humans, we want to be independent, and we want to do it ourselves. So we have to let go. We have to let go, and we have to trust him. So that's the thing I would stress the most. Whenever you think you're done, you can't do it, be still and know that he is God. He's always there.